Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal could be closing down 2 deals of Amadou Onana and Borja Mayoral. Now, it's a very, very interesting situation because Arsenal have been reportedly in a situation where we don't have a lot of money to spend in January, and suddenly, boom, Onana, boom, Borja Mayoral, boom, we are looking at a striker, and we're also looking at defenders as well. It could be a January transfer window where Arsenal don't really splash a lot of news, everywhere, but it's a window where Arsenal could actually getting up all the targets we want, because Mikel Arteta at least wants a defender, he wants a midfielder and a striker as well. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Gonna be diving into the latest on these 2 deals, why I think Arsenal might complete at least 2 deals in this January transfer window despite our profit and sustainability situation at the moment, and also why I think just going for a 22 million striker is such a very good deal, especially when we sign Amadou Onana. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Now, let me know in the comment box below, do you think Onana and Borja Mayoral, two players that are coming in very key positions, Onana in midfield and Borja in attack, do you think that would be a good transfer window, right? Definitely, it would be better than none. Just bringing in Onana would improve Arsenal massively. But do you think bringing in these 2, if Arsenal can get the 2 deals done, could actually mean a good transfer window to you? Because for me, if Arsenal bring in a striker and a midfielder, I tell you, that would be a good window. That would be, a nice try from Mikel Arteta, given the fact that his hands are tied, he doesn't have a lot of money, and he cannot spend a lot in this window as well. So let's start off with the big one, which is actually kind of a breaking. In the last 10 hours, we have had a lot of stories coming out on this new striker, Borja Mayoral. Like I reported in the morning, Arsenal sent in a 22 million bid and it was rejected by Getafe. Now, a couple of sources around this story are also saying that the player has a release clause, but that release clause will be active in the summer. So what Arsenal can either do, if we really want him and is one of the key priorities for now and for the summer, Arsenal can wait in the summer and pay 20 million euros for Borja Mayoral. However, if Arsenal want to sign him right now, if we want to get the deal done this January, then it's going to be up between 25 and 38 million pounds. So, if Getafe told Arsenal, we cannot sell to you, he's one of our key players, he's one of our most important players, and that means that if we sell him in this January transfer window, we've got to replace him. There is no way we're going to replace such an important player right now, so he's not for sale. That's what Getafe are saying. But they're in a very difficult situation. They're in a very, very tight spot. Number one, they either sell for around 30 million this January transfer window, or they lose him for around 20 million in the summer. Now, financially, January makes more sense, but in terms of football and in terms of performance-wise, keeping him until the summer is the better decision. Listen, he's their top scorer. Arsenal do not have even a striker that has scored 7 goals. We don't have one player in the side that has scored 7 league goals, right? Getafe have a striker who has scored 12 goals. It's a pity, but it's absolutely true, right? So Arsenal still tracking that deal. I want to see if we are going to make another bid, aside the 22 million. But I also think that if Arsenal made a 22 million bid and it is true, that would be kind of our maximum. Probably we could add a few add-ons and make it 25. He's 26. He would play for Arsenal for the next 5 years. I think it's a good deal, right? I think it's a very, very good deal. So let's wait and see what's gonna come out of that one, right? But he is the striker we're looking at, and there is a possibility that if we sign him, then Edin Ketia could be out of the door, as Crystal Palace are also showing a lot of interest, and the likes of Fulham and the likes of Brentford as well. Now, the Amadou Onana story as well is one that Arsenal are still working on. The signing, we're still working on that one as well. There are no reports that Arsenal backed out of this deal. Now, Everton have put it public, and that's where the problem is. They have gone public. We are willing to sell. He is for sale. If you have the money, if you have the interest, you can come and bid. Arsenal still looking at their financial situation, and probably Arsenal think a cheaper deal for a striker like Borja Mayoral is much better than an Amadou Onana deal. Because with the Amadou Onana deal, you're looking at 30, 40 million. Minimum 35, maximum probably 50 million. At the moment, we cannot deny our financial fair play position is not very good, right? The profitability and sustainability, rules are actually on our neck. So I think Arsenal still looking into the situation. If we can't get Onana, we get a striker. If we get a striker, if we can't get the striker, then we go and get Amadou Onana, because it's about talking to Everton, right? The good thing is that Everton are almost in a very similar financial situation than Arsenal, but they also know Arsenal are in a much better financial situation come the summer, right? If this season ends, Arsenal get their prize money, TV money, UEFA Champions League money as well. If you put that all together, we are in a much better situation. We are in a much better financial situation than Everton. So it's interesting to see how Arsenal are going to be working on those two deals. But I would love both deals to happen. I would love both transfers to come through, because with Amadou Onana, you're having a player who is going to add extra depth in midfield. Now, the good news is Thomas Partey is coming back before the end of January. So the Mirror and the Standard have actually reported that Partey will be back with Arsenal within no time, and Arsenal could have him before the start of February. So if that is true, Partey comes back, we have Declan Rice in midfield, we have Jorginho, and we also have Amadou Onana. That is okay. That is absolutely enough. Onana is a box-to-box. He can also play as a 6. Partey can play as a 6 and a box-to-box. And I think with Thomas Partey returning, we might actually have enough cover at right back. Whoa, just calm down. I understand, and I know I don't like Thomas Partey at right back, and you don't want Partey at right back. He's a disaster. He's not quick, and he doesn't have the ability to defend those wide spaces and wide areas. But we have nothing to do. Tomiyasu is out with Japan, and Japan is one of the strongest nations in Asia, so you don't expect them to be out of the Asian Cup like within a blink of an eye, unless it's like a surprise knockout. So Japan are going to be there until probably early February, right? So when Thomas Partey comes back, Ben White is playing with an injury. We can fix Thomas Partey at right back, and he can do a good job there. That means that Amadou Onana and Declan Rice can take over the midfield with Martin Odegaard. Yeah, I mean, that's a nice shout. That's a very good shout. I still want the Amadou Onana deal to happen. A couple of stories are coming out saying that Arsenal are really very skeptical about their financial position on signing Onana. But I would love it to happen. I would love Arsenal to make this deal happen. It would make a lot of sense. It would make a lot of sense by this time, especially us going in the Champions League. There's so many games coming in, and they're going to be coming in, thick and fast. So January is now gone, right? So February, March, April, May, those are 4 months, and Arsenal have to play a minimum of 20 games, right? A minimum of 20 games. So a minimum of 20 games spread out 4 months, that is 5 games per month. Rotation is going to be key. Durability, players who don't pick up injuries are going to be key, and injuries as well are going to be key to where we finish in the Premier League and where we finish in the Champions League. At the moment, every single team is trying to make themselves better, but not single team in the Champions League is guaranteed good. There's no team that we say these are good, right? So if you bring in Onana, you have Partey, you have Jorginho and Declan Rice. That is a midfield that is stingy, conservative, and very, very solid to go and challenge for the Champions League. I mean, we have no option. You can't say the Premier League is ours. It's a marathon, right? It's a marathon. Even if you brought in Amadou Onana, it's still a marathon. You have to win every single game for the next 8 games. And when we do that, we have to pray that City and Liverpool are dropping points. So you win every single game for the next 8 games. And after that, you have to make sure that you win almost 90% of the remaining games. We know Manchester City are going to win 15 of their last 21 games. So it is kind of hard luck catching them. It's kind of hard luck. So I would say Arsenal should go for Onana 100%. Now with the striker situation, it's just a realization. It is what was always going to happen. It was what we were supposed to do. A couple of clubs came in for Eddie Nketiah in January, and why that is the case, most clubs anticipated that Arsenal will be going for a striker until Mikel Arteta said he's not for sale, Eddie, and we would love to keep him, and he's going to be a player for us for until the end of the campaign. And that's why a couple of clubs said, okay, he's probably not for sale. They probably don't want to sell him. But for me, it's either Mikel Arteta has realized it is time for me to get a goal scorer. It is time for us to stop wasting these chances. If you want to win 10 games of your next 15 in the Premier League, you've got to win. You've got to get a striker. You've got to score goals. If you want to win the 2 games against FC Porto, by the way, I think FC Porto is a winnable fixture. But this is what we are forgetting. They have scored 5 goals in a single fixture in the Champions League this campaign, and that was against Shakhtar Donetsk. So they score goals. Imagine if they score 2 and Arsenal fail to score 1. Imagine if they score 1 and we fail to score. Imagine if they pump us 4 goals to 1 or 4 goals to 2, right? Because we are missing chances. So Mikel Arteta, again, this is a very good strategy. You open up your eyes, you realize the problem, you bury your ego, and you go to the market, you sign a striker. That is one of the reasons as to why we're not scoring goals. Now, I know there are other reasons, and I know the striker is not the only reason why Arsenal is not scoring goals. And maybe as Mikel Arteta works on the decision-making of Saka, Martinelli, and Odegaard, we can have a striker who is good at decision-making, who has been making these decisions right and correctly, and in the end, we have an additional player, trying to look for goals. But I also think a striker, regardless of the level, regardless of the caliber or profile, a striker might actually change the way we play. At the moment, Arsenal play without a target. We move towards the goal, the opponent's goal, but we don't seem lethal. We don't seem to have a cutting edge. We don't seem to have a reason why we are moving and approaching towards the opponent's goal. When you have a striker, that changes. Odegaard will be looking for the run of your Borja Mayoral or wherever his name is. The same with Gabriel Martinelli. The same with Saka, right? And maybe the decision making in this team is bad and poor, given the fact that they don't have a striker, they don't have a reliable source of goals, they don't have a reliable target to give the ball to finish. That's why Saka, in every situation, is looking to hit the back of the net. Martinelli as well, in every situation, is looking to hit the back of the net. There must be a player that your forwards and your midfielders are looking to give the ball. That would be our striker. That would be our number 9. So forget all this Arsenal playing well because our strikers are drifting away from goal, this and that. You've got to change it up. You've got to change it. If they're not scoring goals, if they're not in a position to give you 15 goals a season, you've got to change it, right? We cannot be having strikers that are scoring 5 goals in a campaign and Getafe have strikers that are scoring 12 goals half a campaign. It's embarrassing. Like, it's unacceptable, purely unacceptable. So I want to see how those deals actually develop. The Amadou Onana one is one that we're waiting for an Arsenal bid. So if that comes in and Everton get to receive it and wait as enough, we might see Amadou Onana join Arsenal. But it's a deal that I expect to kind of drag on. I expect a couple of other clubs to come in as well. Now everyone knows of Everton's financial position, and they know they're willing to sell in order to correct their financial position. We might be in a situation where other clubs come in and check on the Amadou Onana situation. I won't be surprised to see Manchester United throw in some money there. Donny van de Beek is gone now. Jadon Sancho is gone now. So they might go like, let's just sign one player, right? And Onana is like a very good option. The Borja Mayoral deal, that Arsenal have to make another bid if true. the first one was rejected. So we have to go in with another bid and see if it will be accepted. I'll be keeping you posted with both of these deals and the latest information on them. Just keep yourself on this channel, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and in the comment box below, let me know, is it a good window, Onana and a striker? Is it a good deal? I'm really pretty sure Mikel Arteta will sign a fullback. I'm really sure about that. He will sign a fullback. There is no way on God's green earth that Mikel Arteta gets out of this January transfer window without a defender. So when that happens, I'll be the first person to let you know.